what it is you love, and when you know that, stay with that. Trust your heart, we might say, is a message. At 2b, well, the symbolism is, of course, Jane herself, a story of a determined woman, a driven woman, a woman who will speak her mind, and a woman who finally will conquer through all kinds of obstacles, right? Will conquer and will come into her own. It's a beautiful novel in that regard. The irony at 2b is, of course, that Jane seems to survive while all these men, these strong, bully men, fail. It's a beautiful, almost unspoken mantra. I mean, every once in a while it gets said, but almost unspoken mantra that a woman who is strong and continues to believe in who and what she is can trump these nasty men, these bullies, we might say, right? In that regards, this is one of the great feminist novels of all time, as it's often been referred to. And since we're there, let's talk 3A and some of the other titles that for us in AP have been so precious for us in our study. We think of Gilman's Yellow Wallpaper, we think of Chopin's Story of an Hour, as well as Her Awakening. We think of Alice Walker's Color Purple, Zora Neale's Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God. All of these titles, and many, many more that come to mind for us. Toni Morrison's Beloved, and any number of other titles that come to mind for us. All of them are going to help us to have that strong view of the critique of the patriarchy and the notion that there are such things as hierarchies in this world. We're not going to deny that. But those hierarchies can either be growth-producing or they can be domineering. And domineering hierarchies, the feminist critique argues, is extremely unhealthy. Ultimately, it leads to the fall of civilization. And to that degree, Jane Eyre is a classic exemplar of what it means to stick to your guns, stay by the things you believe in. We think of Chaucer's Wife of Bath. Go back and take a look at that lecture in Learn Strong if you want. James Joyce's Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man is coming, and that's the greatest 20th century buildings Roman, no question. And yet I think that it's built in large measure off of Jane Eyre. I don't think we can read Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man well until we've read Jane Eyre. What is your favorite, just a final question at 3, what is your favorite strong feminine role in a film, in a text? In our study of Goethe's Faust, the very final lines of that classic poem is the eternal feminine leads us aloft or leads us on. Certainly Jane Eyre qualifies as symptomatic of that eternal feminine. What is it for you? What is your favorite in that regards? Some of you love, for example, The Hunger Games because of that powerful role. It's wonderful. It's great to see. Finally, at 3B, what's a time in your life someone underestimated you? That's a good question as it relates to this song. What was a time in your life when you underestimated someone else and you had to learn the hard way? Oh man, I completely underestimated that individual in almost every way. How about coincidences? We have a number of them in this novel. What's the most amazing coincidence of your life? You only see it later as you kind of look back and you kind of have an epiphany of, wow, that was an amazing coincidence. And to that degree, to what degree do you think that in the end love does conquer all? This is, many have argued, one of the great love novels of all time. Do you believe in that notion? And do you believe that in the end that love does conquer all? Well, I hope that you enjoy your study of Jane Eyre, one of the more remarkable novels you'll ever study. Thank you.